Hey everyone, welcome to the English podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another powerful English learning podcast. Have you ever questioned why consistency feels difficult without pressure? Today, we will explore self-discipline and external pressure deeply. If you enjoy this podcast, subscribe and improve communication skills daily. Stay till the end because difficult words will be explained clearly. Today, we will uncover why discipline often outweighs motivation in life. Leo, let me ask you something very honest today. Do you rely on pressure or do you show self-discipline consistently?
Honestly, I often rely on external pressure to complete tasks. Deadlines create urgency, and that urgency increases my productivity temporarily.
That is interesting, but is that approach truly sustainable long-term?
I doubt it is sustainable because it creates constant psychological strain. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed and mentally exhausted after intense pressure.
Exactly. That is where self-discipline becomes an indispensable quality. It allows you to maintain consistency without external enforcement or supervision.
But developing discipline feels like a complicated and tedious process. How do people cultivate such a strong and resilient mindset?
It begins with intentional actions and gradual behavioral transformation daily. You must develop habits through repetition and conscious self-regulation.
So, discipline is more about internal control than external influence.
Absolutely. It is about intrinsic motivation and personal accountability. You act based on principles, not emotional fluctuations or temporary impulses.
That sounds powerful, but pressure sometimes enhances performance significantly.
Yes, pressure can stimulate short-term efficiency and rapid execution. However, it often leads to burnout and emotional instability eventually.
I agree. I often feel drained after working under continuous pressure.
Let me ask you a thought-provoking question, Leo. What happens when external pressure suddenly disappears completely?
Honestly, my productivity declines and I start procrastinating frequently.
That reveals the dependency on external stimuli for taking action. Without pressure, there's no structured system guiding your behavior.
So, self-discipline ensures stability and consistency in all situations.
Yes, it creates a stable framework for decision-making and execution. It eliminates reliance on external validation and unpredictable circumstances.
That means disciplined people maintain focus regardless of environmental changes.
Exactly. They develop a proactive mindset instead of reactive behavior.
That is a significant shift in thinking and personal development.
Let me ask one final reflective question today, Leo. Would you prefer control over actions or constant external pressure?
After this discussion, I prefer discipline and internal control, clearly.
That realization can be transformative and lead to long-term success.
Alena, why do people develop such a strong dependency on pressure?
That happens because pressure creates immediate urgency and tangible consequences.
So fear becomes a dominant psychological trigger for taking action.
Yes, fear of failure acts as a compelling and persuasive motivator. It generates a sense of obligation and unavoidable responsibility.
That explains why deadlines feel so intense and unavoidable sometimes.
Exactly. Deadlines impose structure and eliminate unnecessary hesitation effectively. They reduce ambiguity and force decisive action within limited timeframes.
But why does discipline feel more difficult than handling pressure?
Discipline requires delayed gratification and sustained cognitive effort consistently. People often resist effort because it feels mentally exhausting initially.
That resistance leads to procrastination and avoidance of meaningful tasks.
Yes, procrastination is a habitual response to discomfort and uncertainty. People prioritize immediate comfort over long-term growth and fulfillment.
So, comfort zones create a psychological barrier to self-improvement.
Absolutely. Comfort zones limit potential and restrict personal advancement significantly.
But pressure disrupts comfort zones and forces immediate behavior change.
That is true, but such change is often temporary and unsustainable. Once pressure disappears, old patterns re-emerge and dominate behavior again.
That cycle feels frustrating and difficult to break consistently.
Breaking that cycle requires self-awareness and intentional habit formation. You must identify triggers and replace them with constructive actions.
That sounds like a complex and gradual transformation process.
Yes, it involves cognitive restructuring and consistent behavioral reinforcement.
How can someone initiate this transformation without feeling overwhelmed?
Begin with manageable goals and maintain incremental progress daily. Avoid perfectionism because it creates unnecessary pressure and discouragement.
So progress should be gradual rather than rapid and intense.
Exactly. Gradual progress ensures sustainability and long-term effectiveness.
That approach seems more realistic and psychologically balanced.
Yes, discipline is not dramatic, but it is profoundly impactful.
Alena, how can someone systematically strengthen self-discipline over time?
It requires a strategic approach with structured routines and deliberate practice.
What is the first step in creating such a disciplined framework?
Begin with clarity. Define your objectives with precision and purpose. Unspushed goals create confusion and reduce overall productivity significantly.
So clarity eliminates distraction and enhances focused execution.
Exactly. It creates cognitive alignment and improves decision-making efficiency.
But maintaining discipline daily feels monotonous and mentally draining sometimes.
Discipline involves repetition, but repetition builds neural consistency gradually. Over time, actions become automatic through subconscious behavioral conditioning.
That sounds like building habits at a neurological level.
Yes, it is a neurological adaptation driven by consistent reinforcement.
How can someone maintain discipline during emotional fluctuations and stress?
Emotional resilience is essential for sustaining disciplined behavior consistently. You must regulate emotions instead of reacting impulsively to challenges.
That requires strong self-control and mental stability under pressure.
Absolutely. Self-regulation prevents impulsive decisions and irrational actions.
What role does environment play in maintaining discipline effectively?
Environment has a substantial influence on behavior and productivity outcomes. A structured environment minimizes distractions and enhances cognitive focus.
So environment design can either support or sabotage discipline.
Exactly. Optimize your surroundings to align with your long-term objectives.
That seems like a practical and actionable strategy for improvement.
Another critical factor is accountability, which reinforces disciplined actions consistently. Accountability creates external validation and strengthens internal commitment gradually.
Does tracking progress also contribute to better discipline?
Yes, tracking provides measurable insights and promotes continuous self-evaluation. It allows you to identify inefficiencies and implement corrective adjustments.
That makes discipline more analytical and less emotional over time.
Exactly. Discipline becomes a systematic process rather than random effort.
What about setbacks? Do they disrupt long-term discipline completely?
Setbacks are inevitable, but resilience ensures recovery and sustained progression. Consistency matters more than perfection in achieving long-term excellence.
That perspective reduces fear of failure and encourages persistent effort.
Yes, discipline thrives when fear is replaced with rational determination. Now, let's understand the most important advanced vocabulary clearly.
Yes, these words will improve your speaking and comprehension significantly.
First word is sustainable, meaning something that can continue long-term. Example, daily discipline is more sustainable than last-minute pressure.
Second word is psychological, meaning related to the human mind. Example, pressure creates psychological stress during important deadlines.
A third word is indispensable, meaning absolutely necessary or essential. Example, discipline is indispensable for achieving long-term success.
Fourth word is cultivate, meaning to develop a habit or quality. Example, you must cultivate discipline through daily, consistent actions.
fifth word is resilient, meaning able to recover quickly from difficulties. Example, a resilient mindset helps you stay strong during failures.
Sixth word is intrinsic, meaning coming from within yourself naturally. Example, intrinsic motivation helps maintain discipline without external pressure.
Seventh word is accountability, meaning taking responsibility for your actions. Example, accountability improves discipline and builds trust in yourself.
Eighth word is fluctuation, meaning continuous change or variation. Example, motivation shows fluctuation, but discipline remains stable always.
Ninth word is stimulate, meaning to encourage or increase activity. Example, deadlines stimulate quick action and temporary productivity.
10th word is burnout, meaning extreme mental and physical exhaustion. Example, too much pressure often leads to burnout and frustration.
11th word is procrastination, meaning delaying important tasks unnecessarily. Example, procrastination reduces productivity and increases stress over time.
12th word is ambiguity, meaning lack of clarity or uncertainty. Example, ambiguity in goals creates confusion and reduces efficiency.
13th word is cognitive, meaning related to thinking and understanding. Example, discipline requires strong cognitive control and focus daily.
14th word is gratification, meaning satisfaction or pleasure. Example, discipline requires delayed gratification for future success.
15th word is incremental, meaning gradual step-by-step progress. Example, incremental improvement builds strong habits over time.
16th word is perfectionism, meaning trying to be perfect always. Example, perfectionism creates pressure and delays consistent action.
17th word is monotonous, meaning repetitive and boring. Example, discipline feels monotonous but builds powerful habits.
18th word is neurological, meaning related to the brain system. Example, habits develop through neurological changes in the brain.
19th word is conditioning, meaning training behavior through repetition. Example, daily practice creates conditioning and automatic disciplined actions.
20th word is resilience, meaning ability to stay strong during challenges. Example, resilience helps maintain discipline despite repeated failures.
21st word is impulsive, meaning acting without thinking carefully. Example, avoid impulsive decisions to maintain long-term discipline.
22nd word is substantial, meaning large or significant in amount. Example, environment has a substantial impact on your productivity.
23rd word is optimize, meaning to make something most effective. Example, optimize your workspace to improve focus and efficiency.
24th word is analytical, meaning using logic and detailed thinking. Example, tracking progress makes your discipline more analytical.
25th word is inevitable, meaning certain to happen. Example, setbacks are inevitable in every personal growth journey.
26th word is rational, meaning based on logic and reasoning. Example, rational thinking reduces fear and improves decision-making.
27th word is transformation, meaning a complete positive change. Example, discipline creates transformation in personality and habits.
28th word is consistency, meaning doing something regularly without fail. Example, consistency is the key to building strong discipline.
29th word is obligation, meaning something you must do. Example, deadlines create a sense of obligation to complete tasks.
30th word is framework, meaning a structured system or plan. Example, discipline creates a framework for daily productive actions.
Practice these words daily to improve your English communication skills.
Use them in conversations to sound more fluent and confident.